Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? Welcome to this evening's Sunday roast. Hopefully without any sound problems like I had last week. I'll go for nice relaxing music, shall I? I'll also go for lifting my stool up a little bit. There we go, that's a little bit better, isn't it? How are we all? I'm whizzing around at the same time. Multitasking. Jane, how are you? What a time, Jane. Right, first off, can you hear me all right this evening? Have I sorted out what it was last week? You're okay? Family well, Jane? Hello, Martin. How are you? Hurrah, hurrah. Good for the sound. Martin, how's Chichester or the surrounding area? Guys, it's bonkers, right? Literally bonkers out there right now. Good, Jane. We like stable. We like stable. Went to the Nest. I don't know the Nest, Martin. What's that? So you'll see the light flashing on me a little bit. I'm waiting to upload another video. What's the Nest? I'm thinking we all need some relaxing music, don't we? Oh, very nice. What did you see, Martin? Jane, that reminds me, actually, talking of theatre. If you're around in London over Easter, I'm back in the West End. With a nice children's show. Just thinking of your children. It's called The Magic Toy Shop. So it's up to you in this hour, whether you have a little chat or whether you just relax and I'll play some nice music. A bit of calm. That's what we all need there, a bit of calm. Yes, Jane, it is available to book online. Shall I find you the link? Hang on. I'm going to switch to another tab. I'll be back now. Hang on. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, Jane, this is it. Well, I didn't want to spend too long on the site, Jane, but that's the site. If you go around that site, it'll be the booking link there somewhere. Dave, how are you, mate? How bonkers. Friend is Charity Cafe, she does home art. Oh, very nice, Martin. Hi, Anne PJ. Hi, Miss R. Dave, what do you make of it all? Does anybody else, I'm about to upload a video about how I feel very discombobulated at the moment. If you've been on TikTok, it should have already uploaded, but it's probably already been taken down because some of the stuff I said. But I find myself agreeing with people that I really disagree with normally, and I find myself disagreeing with people that I normally agree with. Oh, that's nice, Martin. Great, Jane. So it's the company that I did Magical Merlin with in the last half term, and I thought I took one of my children to see the shows, and they loved it. It's really quite lovely, and they're short and written like that company really know children quite well. That's literally what they do. So I think they do a nice product. There you go. And the cast look amazing. I haven't started rehearsals yet, but anyway, back to this. The world's bonkers. It is bonkers, Dave. It is bonkers. People are bonkers in the world, though, and people aren't calling out the bonkers people. That's what I'm particularly struggling with. Like, I don't know. I trust you can still hear me as I'm doing this. I don't know why every time we're talking about Trump, we're not talking about the full picture of Trump. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand why we're not saying that maybe this is a little bit wrong, like he's a little bit wrong. And instead, we're all just pretending that this is like your regular bog standard leader that's decided to invade a country. But it's not, is it? Like there's something else. There's a few more screws loose there, I think. Oh, Jane, they'll love it then. They will love it. Hello, Tony. How are you? 8% of the country wants it. I know, Dave. I know. But I can't even understand that 8%. I can't understand the Tories. Like Kemi Badenoch. I mean, not that I've ever been able to understand her, but I don't understand how she can just be so celebratory because Trump is slagging off Starmer. Like that seems to be it, doesn't it? It's like let's not piss off Trump, but let's go for. It's like I think he's showing quite amazing resolve. He must just not look around on social media. Do you not think? Do you know what I mean? Because it would be soul destroying, wouldn't it? Hi, Maria. Why is Starmer getting so flat? Well, it's interesting because Jane, literally the video that's just uploaded, having had Trump yesterday say, you know, Starmer's no ally. We've got Kemi today saying he's got no backbone, but he had enough backbone to not do what Trump wanted. And we've got Zach Polanski, sorry, Dave, saying that Starmer's a disaster because he's joined the war, but he hasn't joined the war, and that's why Trump's pissed off. Like, you can't win, can you? Like, I think there's an uncomfortable truth that our forces have to defend our people. We don't have to like lots of that, but there is an uncomfortable truth there, right? Oh, Jane, don't. Imagine if we had Kemi Badenoch in charge. She'd be there, wouldn't she? Yeah, go on, Donald, do what you like. Don't worry about those Epstein documents. I'll pretend I haven't seen them. Like, or Farage, although saying that, Farage and Reform have changed their tack today, haven't they? They've gone from, let's just join in, to Robert Jenrick this morning was going, well, no, we don't agree with attacking. I think so, Maria, as well. But Zach has to have that position to be fair to him, I agree. Well, does he though, Dave? Not that you're his spokesperson, but does he have to? Could he not be pragmatic? And I guess for me, that then highlights the problem of the Greens for me, because there's no pragmatism. There's just an ideology that doesn't live in this world, i.e. the real world. And that's the same, but different, to an ideology like Reforms, even though the end goal might be very, very different. Yeah, no, I know. Well, I was never on him anyway, Jane, but yeah, I just think, like, at some point you would just want, wouldn't you? Oh, hang on, Vissar. Some are calling out Trump, but those are power enabling him. Yeah, there are people, but also I think like America, I wouldn't have thought I have any Americans on here at this time. But America need to be taking some responsibility, right? They've let a loon into the White House who is trying to create all types of havoc. Like, it's for them to sort out. This is like a domestic issue for them, isn't it? They need to be putting their hands up and going, sorry, everybody, sorry, you warned us. We thought when he tried to create a riot and an incitement, We should have known better. We didn't. We're going to sort this out. Andy War, but I'm not for a second saying. Yeah, no, I know, Dave. I know. I guess my point is, though, Dave, and this is the same for Kemi Badenoch, I don't know why they all have to have an anti-Labour position at this moment in time. Like, I think, you know, like when we all can slag off our families, and yet when somebody else slags them off, we all kick off. I feel politics should be a bit like that. So all the internal squabblings and everybody like, oh, I hate this person, I hate that person, they're terrible, terrible, terrible. Then somebody from the outside goes, this person is awful. And I think everybody should be like, don't you pick on our bloke. Do you know what I mean? I feel it should be that. I feel that should be the patriotic response. As opposed to somebody from outside comes in and says something terrible. They go, oh, well, we like you. Let's go with you because you're saying the sort of stuff that we like. That's what I'm really struggling with. I mean, clearly we don't live in that world, but I sort of wish we would. Yeah, no, I know you do, Dave. I'm not having a pop at you. I'm not even having a pop at Zach. Or maybe I'm having a pop at Zach. Even if it's completely partisan. Yeah, it just... I don't see the point in all the parties being partisan at this moment in time. I think the world is a dangerous place. And that's not meant to scare people, because I think this will get sorted one way or the other. But right now, aren't you? You know, the world is looking over a precipice. And you have to decide. And it seems to me our politicians are all looking over the precipice and going, go on then, Starmer, down you go. As opposed to, surely, it should be all of them stood there together, roped together, going, we will keep this country safe. We will argue somewhere else, but right now, we'll just hold hands and be fine. That's what it feels to me like it should be. Starmer stood by priority. I think it's that, Dave. I mean, historically, you know, for better or for worse, everybody's joined together. I just wonder, you can't talk about patriotism and be okay with a foreign leader slagging off our leader. Whether you like Starmer or not, you know, if this was Kemi Badenoch in charge and there was an overseas person saying that, I would like to think I'm saying the same. Who's to say whether I would or not, I suppose. Martin, when Trump slated our troops, most party. Yeah, they did. Yes, Martin, they did. I mean, Nigel is stuck between a rock and a hard place, isn't he? Excuse me. He needs, yeah, well, yes, Miss R, everybody's idea of patriotism is different, but it should be the same, shouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? It should be the same. Farage and Mar-a-Lago. Well, this is what I mean. I think Farage, thank you, Dave. Hi, Sylvia, how are you? I think Farage is scuppered. His entire routine is based on being mini Trump. So if Trump Trump's going to go, right? At some point, Trump is going to go. And Farage is going to be left out, I think. I mean, they're already beginning to sink in the polls. I think they'll do really well in the local elections in May. And then that'll be the end of them. Which reminds me, if you haven't watched my video from yesterday, which I called, hi Sven, which I called story time. And as you know, I never do story times, but this was so good. If you haven't read it, I basically challenged something the GB News said. And then I got challenged, but I got challenged by the leader of the council up in Durham, Andrew Husband, who is the leader, the Reforms leader up there. And I was busy doing other stuff. And then, you know, when you're a bit mindless and and as you all know, I quite enjoy an argument on X if I'm a bit bored. So I carried on with it. But I had the best conversation with him because he was ridiculous. I don't think, I was really chuckling. I kept going to to my wife, like, "Oh my God, listen to what you said now." Like every time he responded, and it was clearly winding him up because I'd just leave it. And then, like, an hour later, he'd come back at me with something else. It was delicious. I had the most lovely day. And then, of course, as I'm having the conversation, I knew at some point I'd put it all into one of these videos, which was making me laugh even more. So I did, having put that video up, I did tag him over on X to thank him for the material yesterday. And I don't know, he was then he just decided to have a go because I'd said I was going to mute him for the rest of the day. So, and that I couldn't even do that according to him. But it was, I don't know, it was a very funny conversation. Have a little listen to that video. Right, I gotta hope as soon as he doesn't get. He's not going to last the end of this term, I don't think, Maria. They're going to impeach him, surely. I think I do have a fan, Maria. He loved it. Oh, Dave, wasn't it delicious? Wasn't it? Do I think Starmer will be PM this time next year? Yes, Tony. I sort of think he might be. I think they're going to get trounced in the locals. But I tell you what always shocks me. Like, who would want this job right now? Like, I quite like a challenge, right? I've done quite a bit of troubleshooting in my life and in jobs and stuff. So I quite like going into a mess. Not on this level. But I can't imagine somebody right now is sitting at home going, right, let's get Keir out. I could sort this out. Because I would be looking around me and I would be seeing carnage and I would be thinking, do you know what? I'm just going to sit this out and see how it pans out. I just can't imagine somebody being so driven to think that they have a better way forward during all of this. Unless they're particularly popular. No politician's that popular anymore. If he survives the local election, then he's going into the general election. But I mean, this is helping him, isn't it? I think. What do you lot think? Do you think he's going to be? Hi, Natty, how are you? Who else thinks he's going to still be around? Hello, Ali, how are you? We know Farage doesn't want it. Well, no, Farage is all over the place, isn't he? No, I know, Jane, but I can't imagine that there's somebody sat there right now with their partner or their family going, listen, shall I go for it? Because you'd be going, don't. It's just not worth it. I hope he's still around, Maria. I think Starmer PM this time. I think Starmer has got a huge resilience, hasn't he? And I think what I find interesting about him, even when everybody is slating him, everybody comes back to, but I think he's a good bloke. Well, except Zach Polanski, Dave, who just doesn't think he's a good bloke at all. But everybody else will come back down to, look, he's a nice enough bloke, but he's just not up to the job. Whereas Zach Polanski considers Starmer to be really dangerous. I'm fascinated by it. And it also makes you wonder, doesn't it, if they all met up, would they all just be getting on okay? All of this, it's like the best soap opera, but sadly people are dying. And then have you seen that Trump has denied killing all those children? Everything that we slag off Netanyahu for, everything that we slag off Putin for, and Trump is doing it in plain sight. And I wonder how the Americans are truly feeling about that. I think him standing up to Trump's been good for it. So do I, Maria. I think it has as well. Yeah, Sylvia, I just think it's his ego. I really do. Sorry, Dave. But I think it's an ego thing with him. But it's funny, isn't it? There's something about Polanski that I just, in fact, like Farage's politics, I don't like at all. I hate the way that he exploits vulnerable working class people. I hate that. Where like it's a visceral hatred of taking the piss out of people that are already struggling. But Zach Polanski, I just have a bit of a personal. I'm not that I know him. I know he used to be an actor, but I just can't. Don't know. Just really don't like him. In Green supporters see Zach's rejection of Starmer was very tight. Yes, very possibly, Dave. Green supporters are coming from a good place, right? But then, you know, Farage's supporters think they're coming from a good place. Well, the system completely casts aside young people. I think what's interesting of that, though, right, Dave, is that I think it's. I said this in a post the other day. The Tories let down these young people. Do you know what I mean? It was 14 years of underfunding CAMS, underfunding their future, you know, not being behind the curve with AI, not changing the curriculum to make it more relevant for today's workplace. Like all those things, running up our debt, all those things have scuppered things for this generation. And then it's bloody ironic, isn't it? Because now the Tories are going, don't worry, everybody, we'll sort it out. And I guess we're all suffering because of what they created. Who's saying what over here? Defining moment for start. Yeah, I think you're right, Maria. I think you're right. Natty, you wouldn't trust Farage, it's not his expertise. Tories, Starmer is the best option we have. Yeah, I agree, Dave. But the problem, I think, is Starmer then came in. Well, see, I struggle with that, Dave, because I think he did. He came in right. This is how I see it. And God knows I've got some issues with some of the stuff they've done. Hi, Gully Gullible. Sorry, I need to put my stool up again. I think he did come in with a clear idea of change, but that change was going to take time. So initially he did that Rose Garden speech, didn't he? When he went, look, it's all going to take time. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And everybody went, you can't say that. You've just brought down the mood of everybody. That's a terrible thing to have done. But I think he was being quite truthful. It was awful. And it was going to take time. And then the pisser really now, isn't it? It's just beginning to turn a corner. And now Trump has put an almighty curveball in the shape of some foreign invasion. So I don't know whether he did. I don't know the clear message of change. Because I feel like I heard it. And again, some of it, I heard it and I agreed with. And some of it, I heard it and I didn't agree with. But I did hear it. And I just wonder whether we just live in a world now where we want change to be instant. Like we don't want to wait for the change. But the changes that were necessary will take years. They came out of the gate with doom and gloom. Yeah, you might have been right, and obviously, I don't think we've heard any hope. Yes, Dave. Which is what I've just said, isn't it? Like he did come out with change, and he did come out with a clear plan, but nobody wanted to hear that plan. See, I think Zach is. I do think Zach is out for Zach. I listen to, I listen to loads of podcasts that I disagree with because it really helps me form an argument. So I listen to the right-wing ones and the left-wing ones. So I listened to Zach's Bold Politics. And I thought it was really interesting when he was interviewing that new MP, Hannah. And he was saying that on his programme, this was the first time he'd had an MP or, a want-to-be parliamentarian. And it's like, what? Why would that be the first time you're platforming your own team? And I think you can be so busy building a narrative, you've forgotten that it's teamwork that creates it. Trump just said Iran's next. Oh, I know, Maria. He's also saying at the moment that that Cuba's next. It's like countries are queuing up to be invaded by Trump, seemingly. Yeah, I don't think putting his hand for himself. No, Dave, and I'm not saying I'm right. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying what I see in him. I think as well, Nash, and this is, this is on me. I think because he was an actor, and obviously I spend my life around actors, I see various traits that I recognize that I don't like. Which, for many years running a national drama college, I used to talk about all the time. Of, I don't like this trait within our industry. And I see a lot of it in Zach Polanski. The Ryan Sissono. Well, exactly, Jane. But those riots were really, convenient, weren't they? Like every summer now. Like it's the weather's going to break. We'll have more riots, right? This is what we've lost is the ability to discuss something from opposite side. Well, yeah, it is, Dave, right? Because we can, and we've done this, for Dave, for a couple of years now. Like we can robustly disagree on something, right? And really argue that point, and not think that we're right. Just really want to hold that position. What was going on in your city yesterday, Ali? I can't remember where you are. Zach can narrate with passion. Yeah, I think Zach is a brilliant communicator. But then he should be, right? Because he's trained in that. An actor's skill is communicating. That's entirely it. So he can absolutely do that. Bristol. Why? What happened in Bristol? I'm intrigued now. Like Starmer will never lead with passion, right? Because he can't communicate that. I don't agree with everything, especially the ultra. Yeah, Dave. The same thing, though, isn't it? You should be able to live. Yeah, Maria, and actors are regularly required to do so. Marches and loads of police. What were they marching for, Ali? There's a couple of marches in London. Has he always said he's not the PM? I haven't heard him say that. I think it would be brilliant to get more Green MPs in the House. I think anything that widens the conversation is great. And I think, even though I can't stand Zach Polanski, I think it is brilliant that he's forced the media to amplify the views of the Greens. Because that's what we need, don't we? We need a wider discourse for people to make informed decisions. Not aiming to be PM. Interesting. This is good news, but is there any Well, I guess the difficulty is, isn't it, is that if those 40 MPs mean that the left is dissipated and reform sneak in, then that'll be annoying. But then, hey, that's politics. Well, Zach seems to think he could not charm everybody, but just talk to all of them, doesn't he? Which I guess is interesting, because that's what Starmer's doing as well. I don't think anybody can handle Trump. It's not the normal rules of engagement, right, with Trump. Hannah Spencer. Yes, Dave, I completely agree. I thought Hannah Spencer was brilliant. And I thought her speech was really great. And I think her use of social media is really effective. And we need more people that just sound authentic, right? Jeremy Corbyn, bloody hell, no. I mean, he's just out, isn't he, now? Although Zara Sultana on the telly today, I find her uncomfortable as well. Corbyn. Is he old? He's not older than Biden, is he? He's good for his age, if that's true. I don't know. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? We need some more personalities, don't we, that have really good politics. Oh, Zara is the epitome of student politician, though, isn't she? Like, I could very well have seen myself training with somebody like Zara. Like, my college was full of those people. And again, no disrespect to those people, but I suppose interestingly, most of them over the years have moved, as I suppose lots of us do, a little bit more and more centre. It's Zara is one of those people that always says everybody's going to end up in The Hague. Like, as we all know, I can't stand David Lammy, but she was there today posting he's going to end up in The Hague. It's like, you can't say that seriously, can you? And again, I say that as no fan of David Lammy. I'm agree to put more centre left. Well, she is, yeah, Dave. Well, in fact, Zach Polanski is positively right wing compared to Zara Sultana, I would say. But, you know, good that we're getting lots of voices on the telly, isn't it? And it's good that most of those voices are usually reform. Yeah, we won't be back in the EU for ages, Maria, will we? And also, when we do go back, it won't be as good as what we left. And I think that's the difficulty. But, you know, we're edging back there, aren't we? I reckon another generation. It won't be us lot, will it? My children, I reckon, might see us back in the EU. Best thing Zach has done was left in one message, hope. Yes, Dave. Hope is good. Pragmatism is better, but hope is good. I couldn't resist. All seems full now, fractionate. Yeah, no, I know. The left are terrible, aren't they? Like, they're doing it right now. The Labour MPs that are just fighting all the time. Like, I don't understand that either. It's the same thing for me. That thing of just argue indoors, but outside have a solid front, right? Oh, interesting, Ali. I thought Bristol was quite liberal. Yeah, exactly, Maria. Join the Greens. Zara says no to NATO. Zara seems to say no to everything, I think. It's the hyperbole that she always talks with. Oh, the Labour MPs. Yes, Dave. Yes. Yeah, why aren't they defecting? I think it would be so much better for everybody. That Richard Berger, get over there. Diane Abbott, get over to the Greens. Like, just go across. Carl Turner, get over to the Greens. Live your best life. Well, I think of what I would agree, Sylvia. I think of what's going on in the world. I've never been more pleased to have somebody dull. And I kind of say that with respect. Like, he seems, in spite of what we're being told, he seems to steady the ship, doesn't he? Like, he never gets rattled by the stuff. So, but the mayor isn't popular and all that. But you've got Green MPs down there, Ali, haven't you? God, every day is a march for something, isn't there? I haven't been on a march for donkey's years. I was always fascinated going on a march or a protest, how quickly they would be hijacked by extremists. Dull is good. Yes. Oh my God, Maria. Dull is like an oasis of calm, isn't it? Imagine how sane America. Well, I'm sure most of us know if we've seen our Facebooks and friends and stuff. But how must a sane American be feeling right now? Like I don't know. Like knowing it's your guy that's doing it. Do you know what though? Because I've always said in all my videos when I've done you're not a strategist, you're not a 4D chess, you're just a narcissistic, whatever. I think the more I read about him, I honestly think, and I say it with a degree of knowledge in this area, I think he's a psychopath. I really do. Oh, it's a bit different. I'm close to them. Also, a bit run down there, isn't it, Ali? Or have I got my geography bad? So I've been passing your place, Ali, on my way down to Swansea. Catherine, hi Catherine. You think he has a UTI? Well, for sure that could explain it, couldn't it? But I think it's longer than that though, Catherine, isn't it? So, oh, my bad, Ali, and apologies. Not that I consider you to be a snob, so you'd be offended by me assuming that it's not. Reading, since doing these videos, reading around the stuff he's been accused of with Epstein, and then reading other stuff that he's been accused of, he's a sadist. And then seeing how he's celebrating this war, I think he's a psychopath. Like, I really do. I think they've put a psychopath into the White House. Last time I was on a march, it was for free Pride. Francis Latour gave a speech. Walk from hiking. Blimey. That must have been years ago, Maria. I love the walk, though. From Karl Marx to Crystal Palace. That's extraordinary, isn't it? You could not get more left-wing than that. That's quite a long walk, though, isn't it? In the same, I do not agree with Labour campaign against Greens. Yeah, no, I know, Sylvia. They've stopped campaigning on policies. They're campaigning against others. I think it's really shit. How long is it going to take you? I know, Dave. I know. Blimey, Maria. Good on you. Love it. So to Wales. Very good. My homeland, Ali. My homeland. Went to Manchester to deliver leaflets to 100 mile friendship. Well done. Who were you delivering leaflets for, Gully? For come out with. Yeah. What? But I don't know. How is America going to recover from this? Like, it feels to me like they need to be taking him away in a straitjacket. And I do appreciate that's quite a strong statement, but I think he is bonkers. Shemai, Brit, Shiraki Heddu. It's with a W, Shemai. SHWMAI. Just letting you know for future. 5 hours being able to get. Neither do I do. Because you've got, haven't you? You've got governors and politicians saying it now, saying that, he's clearly off his head. Why are they not doing anything? Like, they have. They can impeach him. They could do something. The 25th Amendment. Why aren't they doing it? Is it because, we know that Iran has been really dangerous for years, so it's like, well, we'll let it go because it might be useful. I don't think they're seeing, because it seems to me Iran's not the place to invade, because surely that is just letting. That's just saying to thousands of jihadists, go and revenge for us. That avenge us. That's it, isn't it? Brit, so we're getting tuition and they taught me all the spelling. Ah, don't you worry, Brit. How are you anyway? How's your shoulder? Brilliant, so therefore a dangerous man. Do you think it's that, Ali? Ah, very good. There you go, Dave, you've got another green here. Gully, have you always been a green supporter, or were you once another party? No, Brit, hang on. I'll write it in here for you. There you go, Shemai. Because W acts as a vowel in the Welsh language. Remember, our alphabet is different to yours. I know, Dave. Suddenly I'm going to be in the minority. I wonder what ever happened to Neil, our token reformer. I haven't seen him around for ages. Do you think maybe he stopped being a reformer? Or has he become more of a reformer and therefore has completely left us? Ali, you haven't got very many weeks left at the school, have you, before you're on your Easter halls? Dave, I see him another. Oh, do you, Dave? Oh, it must be you probably got bored of me then. Is he still a reformer, Dave? Because he was going to be standing for election, isn't he? Hello, Satirical Planet. Say hello. How are you, guys? Satirical Planet is brilliant. If you're over on Substack, go follow them. So good. Who then I might get bored of Tad? My family, Maria. My family are bored of me. That's why I do this. They don't want to talk to me, so I come on here to talk to you lot. You have the option of turning me on or off or muting me. My family don't have that option, so they send me out here to talk to you. True story. I'm at the age where I'm a bit dull to my children. It is, Brit, very different. And don't forget our extra letters as well. Like double L is considered a letter. Okay, just do another reform piece. What you doing it on this time? I need to write a Substack. I have been so busy. I know extras is an understatement. I keep for Satirical Planet, guys. I keep going to write a Substack and putting a load of videos into it, and I just haven't had the time. I'm becoming well, I know, Maria. One of them is just about turning it back around. Flights of Money. Oh, bloody brilliant. Good. Love it. 3 weeks left, I think, and I get to retire. Ali, well done. Happy retirement. One of my best friends is about to retire. She's a deputy head teacher, but she's going to do a little bit of what do you call it? I was going to say deputy teaching, but you know what I mean. A bit of relief teaching, but that's it. And she's very, very excited about it. Anyway, going back to supply teaching, that was it, yeah. So in my industry, it's always about DEP. Who's your DEP? So, but supply teaching, yes, thank you. Yes, Satirical Planet, guys. So I keep going to write a Substack because I keep thinking I need to do one. But it's just been so busy because I'm teaching a bit more now. And I'm very lucky at the moment. I have 4 shows coming up back to back. So I'm prepping the shows, doing my teaching, obviously, you know, being a mum and stuff and trying to help my family. It's a bit full on. And as some of you know, because you were last week, we recently had quite a big loss in our family. So trying to deal with the fallout of that as well. So I haven't got round to writing a Substack for the longest time, but I will. Maybe this week. I've got a working from home day this week, and I might try to do that. Although I should actually be working from home because I've got lots of prep. It's tricky, isn't it? Oh, bless you. Thank you. I just need, I've got a little link in my head about what I need to write and how to put it all in. Just to kind of say hello to all my subscribers over there. But because videos I can just sort of bang out, I like to think a little bit more when I'm writing. But having headspace to think at the moment has proven to be quite tricky. But Brit, I love to take those with the counselling. My God, Brit, was it not the best? Satirical Planet Boys, have you seen my story time with Andrew Husband? Because if you haven't, you should, because I think you'd love it. Is TikTok? Yes, Dave, it is. So about every so often there are, hang on, I'll tell you now. I've still got videos stuck in my TikTok. I'll tell you how many I've got. And then randomly they just put them up. Like it's so bizarre. Right, so at the moment I thought the ones today actually would get stuck. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 stuck in processing jail on TikTok. But if you're following me on here, you would have caught up anyway, because I always cross-post. But it's very bizarre. So I had a big chat with, hi, John. I had a big chat with TikTok. I say I had a big chat. Do you know what I mean? You do one of those tickets and then they get back to you every so often. But it's so weird, right? Because I'm saying to them, why are you processing my videos? Why is it taking days? I do daily satire. It just doesn't help at all. And they're going to want to, you know, it's just how it is that we have to make sure that there's no misinformation going out. And it's like, of all the shit that's on there, how has that got past their processing? I have to say, I prefer commenting on TikTok over YouTube, so it's frustrating. Do you, Dave? Why is that? See, I prefer YouTube, which is why I do the lives on here now. Because when, look at me, as a creator, yes, it is, yeah, really frustrating. When I'm trying to deal with a problem on TikTok, it takes days to sort out. And on their tickets this time, and it started to make me laugh because I was sort of doing it in real time, you know, answering, keeping the chat open. And then you know what it's like with children, suddenly one of the children wants something. So you go off to do that and you come back and TikTok has gone, it was something weird, like 450 whatever. Well, it was this weird. It was like 450 minutes to respond to this chat or we're closing it. But every time I responded within 10 minutes, they'd go, no, it's closed. So I'd have to start it all again. And the only time I could get any resolution was holding on to the phone the entire time and in real time talking to them. Look, none of you are liking YouTube. Platforms crap. Okay, I'm more used to it for years. Even brownie and See, I don't, as we all know, I'm quite a bad content creator because I don't doom scroll anywhere. I don't do it on YouTube. I don't do it on TikTok. So for me, I'm only going from what's easiest to upload and what's easier management to deal with. So YouTube, if there's a problem, they're really good for getting back very, very quickly. I had a video that they had an issue with, but they were great for responding really quickly and putting it back up. TikTok, I'm there for days. Oh, thank you, Maria. TikTok's far more user-friendly for lives. Yeah, but for me, I prefer it here. Just because I only ever do it here on the computer, which means that I keep it, I sort of set my time out better. It means I'm close to the keyboard when I want to do those sort of silly moments. I can see the chat better on YouTube than I can on TikTok. And it comes through in a quicker time. So on TikTok, I have everybody scrolling through and then it just stops for the longest time. And then suddenly I'll have loads of messages. and then I have to scroll back and then I haven't caught up. Whereas on here, I get the chat in real time. So it allows me, I think, to be a little bit more fluid in the conversation. Well, look, I'm very grateful that you've joined me over here when none of you like it over here. Thank you. It is appreciated and noted. Yes, the YouTube lives automatically save, Dave. How do we at people in the chat on here? Do you not just at them? Shall I try doing you, Jane? Do you literally not just do... Yeah, if I do an at and your name, it comes up. Look, there you go. So, yeah, it's just... Ali, thank you. I mean, I'm not trying to get you all converted to YouTube. I just thought I'd explain why I enjoy it over here as opposed to on TikTok. Oh, interesting, Dave. The crap will get voice for engaging. Now, you see, every so often I will do a live on TikTok, but that's if I find myself solo parenting one evening and I'm sat downstairs on my own. And then, because obviously I can't come up to the office then because I've got the children in bed. So then I tend to do a live on YouTube, on TikTok. But then on TikTok, I get such an eclectic mix of people. Don't I? Because all the students come on TikTok as well. Which I should quickly add is really lovely. But then it means I'm trying to hold several conversations at one point because we talk about theatre, college, and about politics. So I'm like whizzing. And notice over here, we don't have so many trolls. Like, well, I don't think we've ever had one yet, have we? Which is a little bit disappointing because, as we all know, I do quite enjoy them. Maria, my children call me a dinosaur. I said something the other day, and my youngest said to me, he said, Mummy, back in olden days, I was mortified, absolutely mortified. Back in the olden days. Like my eldest will say it to me, knowing that he's being quite funny. My youngest said it seriously. Back in the olden days, did you? Mind you, then saying that, when we were talking about back in the olden days, and I'm there saying, there's no mobiles, and there wasn't telly all the time, and you couldn't get a tube. Like when I'm talking about it, I'm thinking, it did sound like the olden days. Managing Marchwood, new student. Well, Marchwood doesn't go to the lives very often. He's funny, isn't he? At the moment, he's seemingly now supporting. He just wants to go to war, Marchwood, having normally been talking about Tony Blair and weapons of mass destruction. Now he's all for it. I have built an eclectic bunch of detractors. I have. I sort of love it, though. I love it. I love the fact that the students would want to come on to talk. Although they make me laugh, they're quite cute, aren't they? Because they're quite protective with the trolls. In fact, that after the last one, the next day at college, they were going, you shouldn't have let those people talk to you like that. You should. So that's quite cute. But yeah, Marchwood, back to Marchwood, really interesting. Like, I don't know. Because, we know that when he does the lives, he's not quite as entrenched in his viewpoint as he makes out, and he's quite funny. But it's like he's lost his humour even in his posts. Maria, my granddaughter was married, remember, so asked if she could have it. So she looked at me and said, very good, Maria. Oh, terrible, isn't it? Terrible. Children and their relationship with death. Jane, are you still on, Jane? You've got young children around. How are they doing with all this talk of war? I notice my youngest is sort of generally asking more war questions, which would always imply that he's a little bit anxious. And Dave, how is it being Uncle Dave? How is it all going? Have you done babysitting duties yet? God, it's quiet when I stop talking, isn't it? And Britt, you still haven't told me about your shoulder. How's your shoulder? Well, this hour has flown. Okay, it's nearly time to finish. When I'm dead, you can have it to which she said if someone else will. Oh, there's something quite nice, I think, about the irreverence of children. Dave, niece adorable. I get to hold her every side. Ah, very good. It's very hard, isn't it, to trust somebody to babysit children, I think. But I love that you see her every Sunday, Dave. You'll have to make sure that, next time there's a Sunday roast, you're holding her so she can hear this, so we can indoctrinate her from a young age. Very good, Maria. Into the will it goes. Dave, is it making you broody? Feel free not to answer that, Dave. Do you do that? Jane, ask if it's in our country. It's not okay. Yeah. Well, it's funny. My youngest said yesterday when we were sat in the car, and it was like a nonchalant question about, we're very safe in England, aren't we? If there's a war, we're very safe. And it's that sort of roundabout questioning, which means that at school they've heard something, because we obviously don't talk about the war at home either. But when my sister, yeah, no, that is true. Babies are huggable. Avoiding the shoulder. It's like, oh no. Oh, I'm sorry, Britt. It's tricky though, Jane, isn't it? So I was, reassuring my youngest. Although saying that, I mean, reassuring and also sort of lying a little bit, because it's like, so none of us know, do we? Anyway, I said it was all absolutely fine. There was nothing to worry about, because that's what we want to hear, isn't it? As opposed to, well, let me tell you about Trump, son. So I didn't go there. Although my eldest sort of gets it a little bit more. It's, and I guess as well, my youngest came out because, obviously they go to school in London. So they have friends who have got family tied up in the war. And so it makes it quite a lively chat in the playground, I suspect. Right, a final minute. Blimey, that went quick, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. What are you all doing tomorrow? Shall I go first? I am teaching all day. I have 4 classes tomorrow. What are you? Is it? I see more Don Jeffries apparently plotting black. Really? There's talk, isn't there, satirical, of that actually it's from within Trump's team. All of these are coming now because they realize he's gone too far, so they're trying to scupper him. I mean, it's a conspiracy theory, but I do like it. Ali, the 12-year-old grandsons were asking a lot of, yeah, tricky age, isn't it? Tricky. Oh, very good, Maria. Hello, Kevin. You're very late. We're about to finish. Very nice, Maria. Dave in the office. Currently all of those halfway through planting. Oh, planting your living room, painting your living room. Oh, Dave, I started the year right with really good intentions that I was going to do the paint work, like the skirting boards and the banister and stuff. And I bought all the sugar soap and I bought a sander. Have I started it? Have I? Buggery, I haven't. Tailgate tent shopping. Oh, to put a tent on a tailgate. You're going camping, Natty. Jane, housework, school run, same old. It's a lot, though, isn't it, Jane? That I find the school run on my work from home days, and I do the school run. The school day is really short when you're trying to fit in other stuff, right? Maybe just touch 1 hour ago. Oh, I will do. Yes, I will do. Thank you. You're sending British hamper of goodies 2 years for a certificate. That's a very nice thing to do, Britt. Making Mother's Day cards. Oh, very nice. So we have this thing with Mother's Day because, of course, it's an expensive day for our two, having two mothers. So we sort of end up, we because my wife used to be the primary caregiver when I have the college, so we always make Mother's Day about her. And then sometimes as an afterthought, I get a little look in. But because they're all ADHD, aren't they? And all autistic. So they always sort of forget. So I don't know what we're going to do. I did say to my son when we were out the other day, I went, Mother's Day, we need to do something. Have I done anything? No. But that's a nice reminder, Ali. So maybe I could do a little Moonpig special later. Clearly, this is not being sponsored by Moonpig. Camping in the car, very nice. I'm sure you sneak a Whisper Gold in there, Brit. Because that is a classic, Dave. It is a classic. I need to make a reservation on my birthday. See, we've all helped each other out today. Listen, thank you all very, very much. Bake her a cake. Oh, God, Maria, no, it would be awful. Although, back in the day, I used to make a very, very nice whiskey and white chocolate bread and butter pudding. That was before we had the children, when we used to do dinner parties. Obviously, that life has way, way gone. But back in the day, that was my speciality, whiskey and white chocolate bread and butter pudding. We yearn for the days that come back. Right, and on that bombshell revelation, like a live exclusive, I'm going to bid you all goodbye. Thank you all very, very much. Hang on. Yes, great. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully there might even be another Sunday roast next week, but I'll let you all know when it is. Thank you all. Bye-bye.